Right, hi guys. So if you're new to this channel, I'm a gardener, garden maintenance. I work by myself, and in this video I'm going to give you a genuinely honest answer on whether or not you should start a garden business in 2026. So the first thing to say about starting a garden business is that the barrier to entry is zero. Anyone who's able-bodied can start. If you've got a couple £100, you can get going. You can buy yourself a cheap mower, cheap strimmer, blah blah blah, and get going. The difference is, how fast can you get going and how fast can you start getting customers? Because that's the key. Now, I see so many gardeners start up, think it's easy, think it's only cutting a few lawns a day, and then they soon realise that it's a difficult thing to make a success of. You need to have enough work, obviously, if this is obviously, if you need a full income from it. Now, there's a lot of people do it part-time. There's a lot of older people do it to kind of top up the pension, and that's fine. And I'm not having a go at that. Each to their own, isn't it, really? But if you're wanting to make a success of it, you have to do a few things correctly. And if you're kind of at the very beginning of that journey, for want of a better phrase, then it might be difficult to take that step and get it, off the ground straight away. Because I didn't. It took me a little bit of time. And it's only through experience you learn, and you would go back and you would maybe do things differently as well. So it's probably worth saying here that I have a website in the description. I'm offering one-on-one, like 1 hour chats for people who are genuinely serious about starting up. And it's just a way of me passing on my experience to try and set you off on the right path. So if that interests you, I'll not say any more about that. Just have a look on the website. There's plenty on there. So there will be competition, which is good and bad, because competition kind of makes you, keeps you on your toes and kind of hopefully gets the best out of you. So I'm going to talk a little bit now about what you can do to get off on the right footing a little bit, and hopefully, make a go of it straight away. But there's no guarantees. There's absolutely no guarantees. And I'm also going to tell you, or advise really rather, who this is for and who it maybe isn't for, because that's important as well. So yes, anyone can do it, but it might be wise, depending on your situation, to have a little rethink or go about it slightly differently, because there's a few ways you can approach it. So let's assume you've got a little bit of a budget. How long's a piece of string, really? The bigger the budget, the better. Because what you want to do and what you can do if you start, and the kind of mindset should be, if you don't start off with the best gear, you want to kind of work towards that, because better gear means it's easier on your body and it's more efficient, so you can get the job done quicker and you can get more work done during the day and obviously earn more money. That comes at a cost. So you might have to start off with budget gear or mid-range gear and then just build it up. So that is my biggest tip if you're starting out. Second is you have to be active on social media. I think gone are the days, and I still do this, mind. I've still got 1 or 2 little posters put up, here and there, and it does get us, calls from time to time. But I think in this day and age, you have to be active on social media. How active, that's kind of up to you, but you've got to be, what's the right word, be searchable, and the customers have got to be able to find you. Now, I started off on the Next Door Neighbour app, which was brilliant. I'm not on there now, and I'm still on Facebook, just to give me a presence, like a point of call for people. I'm easily kind of searchable. I get a lot of inquiries on there. Obviously now, however many years, 6-7 years down the line, and I get a lot of word of mouth customers as well. I'll say I'm full. There's always room for the odd extra gas cut, but now I'm in a position where it's quite good. I don't have to take on all the little crappy jobs. You can pick and choose basically. But if I was to go back and do it again, I would 100% get what you call them, like on Yell, and check a trade and stuff on Google. Have a little profile on there, because people do Google things, even gardeners. you might not think it. So you must have an online presence. Basically, that's crucial. Another thing as well, the time you start is really important. So I'm filming this in January. You want to be starting, in my opinion, really, if you want to give it a good go, no later than April. You know, I think I started early April when I did start out, and that's the peak time when people are just starting to think about the gardens. You know, March, April, January and February. It's not even entering people's heads really, generally speaking, and you want to be kind of visible with whatever you're doing, you know, your social media, your posters, well, whatever you decide to do. I do have videos on this, how to get yourself out there and get yourself your first customers. But you've got to be thinking kind of February, March really to get the ball rolling. And if you are fully committing to this, you know, if you say you're leaving a job, for example, then you know you might be in a position probably where you've got to hit the ground running straight away. I would advise, if you don't have a little bit of savings, because you know, I've said this before on the channel, it took me now we had a baby in our first in the back end of the year, so I didn't kind of commit as much as I could have done, and I had a little bit of savings. My partner had a good job, still does, so I was in a nice position where I could kind of ease myself into it, so the pressure wasn't on. And that's the point, you know, if the pressure's on, you've got to get the ball, you got to get it going straight away. There's no guarantees, so I will say that now, there's no guarantees. So that brings me on to who should do this and who shouldn't really. So you'll hear a lot, and it is true. I'm feeling it physically. You know, I'm, as I say, 6 or 7 years in now. As it stands, I've got a bad foot. Just bought some orthopedic insole things with arch supports now, because the ball of my foot's hurting. If you watch the channel, you'll know that I had a bad wrist. I can still kind of just feel it. My shoulder's not right. You know, young kids as well, you know, I will say that it doesn't help. Don't get much rest, like much, but yeah. So who shouldn't do this? I think if you have a mortgage, you know, kids, you don't have much in the bank by way of savings, I say if you want to do this, you're going to have to maybe start part-time on weekends and slowly build it up. Because if you're doing that transition from full-time employment to sorry, I just got a coffee burping away, sorry. So if you're going from full-time employment to like self-employment, and you're wanting to like earn straight away, I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest with you. If you've got a bit of a buffer, then you can manage it and work your way up like that. If you're young, if you want a total career change, if you haven't got much responsibility, like, you know, financially, or, you know, children and stuff, then by all means give it a go. Get going. I wish I'd done this years ago, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, give it a go. If you struggle, if you struggle with your body, you know, physically, I'd say don't do it, because this will wear you down. And you know, it's not easy. If you are kind of, it's one of them, and it's the pros and cons of employment to self-employment. Obviously, you've got your guaranteed wage, your holiday pay, sick pay, pension. Obviously, you have to sort all that yourself. So if you're someone who doesn't like kind of the unpredictability of income, then I'd say don't do it. Stick to employment. I like it. I like being in control of my own, you know, my career, me, you know, day to day. I've got kids. The flexibility this gives me is massive. So that's another consideration. If you do need something to be, you know, more flexible, it's proved to be the case over the last few years. We've got 2 young kids now. That is huge. You know, my partner's flexible to a degree. She works part-time, so she's got a few days here and there, and she can work from home and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty good as far as jobs go. But my job, you know, I can kind of cancel on the day and fit it in around other stuff, you know, and obviously I can work weekends to catch up, and yeah, it's just really nice. So that's a massive plus point. If you're someone who hasn't got any experience in gardening and you're just kind of like weighing up, your next step in life, then I would say don't do it yet, because if you can't do the job, then how can you charge people? There are people like that about, and it's crazy because it's not going to be sustainable. My advice to you would be, get cutting your own garden. Start asking friends and family, if you want to, if they want you to do theirs for free. And that's how you get your before and after pictures as well, to kind of set yourself away on social media. But you have to learn. You have to be at a reasonable level to charge customers. That's the bottom line. Because if you go into someone's garden and absolutely butcher it, you're not going to last 5 minutes. So you've also got to like working outdoors. That's obviously another thing. It's freezing today. It's about 2 degrees. It's not pleasant. I don't particularly like these days, but I'm not totally averse to it. You know what I mean? I do enjoy working outside. I'd rather be outside than in an office. So that's a huge consideration. So yeah, if you're in two minds whether to go ahead or not, it's tough. It's not easy. It's not easy. So maybe think a little bit longer, or I don't know, have a little think, because if you're not fully committed to this, then I don't think you'll be able to make it. So should you start in 2026 is the ultimate question. Now, I would say, all things considered, if you've got a little bit of backup money, if you like working outside, if you can do the job. Now, you might not know whether you can do the job, but if you can do your own garden, if you can do friends and family, you can kind of cut grass, cut hedges, ease your way into it. The knowledge of the plants and everything will come. You don't have to take on those jobs. You can say no to jobs, believe it or not. Stick to what you know in the beginning, and then just kind of as you go, just kind of take on a job that might be like a little bit kind of beyond your comfort zone a bit. So that's how you learn. So I think 100%. If if you tick all those boxes, then yes, definitely start. And as I say, if you are serious, check out the website below. There's a lot more information on there that can help you as well. So yeah, best of luck, everyone. See ya.